Good morning, spiritual companions. We are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Continuing chapter 13, After the Passing Away. Page 530, Monday, March 25th, 1887. M. arrived at the Baranagar Math to visit his brother disciples. Devendra accompanied him. M. had been coming to the monastery very frequently, and now and then had spent a day or two. The previous week he had spent 3 days at the Math. He was very eager to observe the spirit of intense renunciation of these young men. It was evening. M. intended to spend the night in the monastery. Sashi lighted the lamp in the worship room and chanted the name of God. Next, he burnt incense before all the pictures of gods and goddesses in the various rooms. The evening service began. Sashi conducted the worship. The members of the Math, with M and Devendra, stood with folded hands and sang the hymn of the Arati. When the worship was over, Narendra and M became engaged in conversation. Narendra was recalling his various meetings with Sri Ramakrishna. Narendra, one day, during one of my early visits, the Master, in an ecstatic mood, said to me, "You have come." How amazing, I said to myself. It is as if he had known me a long time. Then he said to me, "Do you ever see light?" I replied, "Yes, sir. Before I fall asleep, I feel something like a light revolving near my forehead." M. Do you see it even now? Narendra, I used to see it frequently. In Jadu Malik's garden house, the Master one day touched me and muttered something to himself. I became unconscious. The effect of the touch lingered with me a month, like an intoxication. When he heard that a proposal had been made about my marriage, he wept, holding the feet of the image of Kali. With tears in his eyes, he prayed to the Divine Mother, "O Mother, please upset the whole thing. Don't let Narendra be drowned." After my father's death, my mother and my brothers were starving. When the Master met Anada Guha one day, he said to him, "Narendra's father has died. His family is in a state of great privation. It would be good if his friends helped him with money." After Anada had left, I scolded him. I said, "Why did you say all those things to him?" Thus rebuked, he wept and said, "Alas, for your sake I could beg from door to door." He tamed us by his love. Don't you think so? M. There is not the slightest doubt about it. His love was utterly unselfish. Narendra, one day when I was alone with him, he said something to me. Nobody else was present. Please don't repeat it to anyone here. M. No, I shall not. What did he say? Narendra. He said, "It is not possible for me to exercise occult powers, but I shall do so through you." What do you say? No, I replied, you can't do that. I used to laugh at his words. You must have heard all these things from him. I told him that his visions of God were all hallucinations of his mind. He said to me, "I used to climb to the roof of the Kuthi and cry, 'O devotees, where are you all? Come to me, O devotees. I am about to die. I shall certainly die if I do not see you.' And the Divine Mother told me, 'The devotees will come.' You see, everything is turning out to be true." What else could I say? I kept quiet. One day he shut the door of his room and said to Devendra Babu and Girish Babu, referring to me, "He will not keep his body if he is told who he is." M. Yes, we have heard that. Many a time he repeated the same thing to us too. Once you came to know about your true self in Nirvikalpa Samadhi at the Kasapur garden house. Isn't that true? Narendra, yes. In that experience, I felt that I had no body. I could see only my face. The master was in the upstairs room. I had that experience downstairs. I was weeping. I said, "What has happened to me?" The elder Gopal went to the master's room and said, "Narendra is crying." When I saw the master, he said to me, "Now you have known, but I am going to keep the key with me." I said to him, "What is it that happened to me?" Turning to the devotees, he said, "He will not keep his body if he knows who he is, but I have put a veil over his eyes." One day he said to me, "You can see Krishna in your heart if you want." I replied, "But I don't believe in Krishna or any such nonsense." Both M and Narendra laugh. I have noticed a peculiar thing. Some men, objects, or places make me feel as if I had seen them before in a previous birth. They appear familiar to me. One day I went to Sarat's house in Calcutta on Amherst Street. Immediately I said to Sarat, "This house seems familiar to me. It seems to me that I have known the rooms, the passages, and the rest of the house for many, many days. I used to follow my own whims in everything I did. The master never interfered. You know that I became a member of the Sadharan Brahmo Samaj." M. Yes, I know that. Narendra. The master knew that women attended the meetings of the Brahmo Samaj. A man cannot meditate with women sitting in front of him. Therefore he criticized the meditation of the Brahmo Samaj. But he did not object to my going there. But one day he said to me, "Don't tell Rakal about your being a member of the Brahmo Samaj, or he too will feel like becoming one." M. You have a greater strength of mind. That is why the master did not prevent your going to the Samaj. Narendra. I have attained my present state of mind as a result of much suffering and pain. You have not passed through any such suffering. I now realize that without trials and tribulations, one cannot resign oneself to God and depend on Him absolutely. Well, X is so modest and humble. He is totally self-effacing. Can you tell me how I can develop humility? M. Speaking about your ego, the master said, "Whose ego is it?" Narendra. What did he mean? M. The master meant that it was God alone who kept this ego in you so that he might accomplish many things through you. The conversation turned to other devotees. Narendra. The master said about Vijay Goswami, "He is knocking at the door." M. That is to say, he has not yet entered the room. At Siampukur, Vijay said to the master, "I saw you at Dhaka in this tangible form, in this very body. You were there too." Narendra. Devendra Babu and Ram Babu want to renounce the world. They are trying hard. Ram Babu told me privately that he would give up the world after 2 years. M. After 2 years? After making provision for his children? Narendra. Besides, he will rent his present house and buy a small house. Other relatives will arrange his daughter's marriage. Friday, April 8th, 1887. About 8 o'clock in the morning, 2 devotees, one a householder and the other a monk, were conversing in a room in the Bharanagore monastery when M came in. The devotees were of the same age, 24 or 25 years old. M intended to spend 3 days at the monastery. He went to the shrine and saluted the deity. After visiting Narendra, Rakal, and the other brothers, he at last came into a room where the 2 devotees were engaged in conversation. The householder devotee wanted to renounce the world. The monk was trying to persuade him not to do so. Monk. Why don't you finish the few duties you have in the world? Very soon they will be left behind. A man was told that he would go to hell. He asked a friend, "What is hell like?" Thereupon the friend began to draw a picture of hell on the ground with a piece of chalk. No sooner had the picture been drawn than the man rolled over it and said, "Now I have gone through hell." Householder: "I don't relish worldly life. Ah, how happy you are here." Monk: "Why don't you renounce the world if you want to? Why do you talk about it so much? But I repeat, why don't you enjoy the fun once and for all?" Sashi finished the regular worship. About 11, the brothers of the moth returned from the Ganges after taking their baths. They put on clean cloths and went to the shrine, saluted the deity, and meditated a little while. After the food was offered to the deity, they had their meal. M ate with them. It was evening. Incense was burned before the pictures of gods and goddesses, and the worship was performed. Rakal, Sashi, the elder Gopal, and Harish were seated in the big hall. M was also there. Rakal warned one of the brothers to be careful about the food to be offered to the master in the shrine. Rakal to Sashi and the others: "One day I ate part of his," meaning the master's, "refreshments before he took them. At this he said, 'I cannot look at you. How could you do such a thing?' I burst into tears." The elder Gopal: "One day at Kosapur, I breathed hard on his food. At this he said, 'Take that food away.'" M and Narendra were pacing the veranda and recalling old times. Narendra: "I did not believe in anything." M: "You mean the forms of God?" Narendra: "At first I did not accept most of what the master said. One day he asked me, 'Then why do you come here?' I replied, 'I come here to see you, not to listen to you.'" M: "What did he say to that?" Narendra: "He was very much pleased." End of that day. End of today's reading.